Hi, I'm Shayna Thacker, and thank you for watching my video. Everyone is connected to social media in some way, shape, or form. I'd like to think that all students use social media, but that's not true. According to Derrickson, author of How College Students Use Social Media, only 94% of first-generation students actually use social media in some way. To get this in your head, I created a pie chart. This chart represents the statistic I just told you. The blue is the 94% of students who do use social media, and the red, the minuscule little red, is the students who do not use social media. And this is just first generation students, not students whose parents have gone to college before them. But 156 million general Americans use social media networking sites, But before I really get started in my speech, I'd like to explain to you what social media is. Social media is defined as forms of electronic communication, as websites for social networking and microblogging, through which users create online communities and share information, pictures, ideas, personal messages, and other content, like videos or links, according to Merriam-Webster Online, that definition anyway. A few major social networking sites include, but are not limited to, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Did you know that Facebook currently has over 800 million active users? Next, I'd kind of like to talk to you about how social media can be beneficial. Social networking can help you keep in touch with your long-distance family and friends. We all pretty much do that. Social media allows for students to contact each other about class assignments. That's really helpful. And it also allows for advertisement and recruitment. One study even said it was efficient to use social networking sites to screen for a certain mental disorder among college students. Social media at times can be informative by announcing events or other important things, such as letting one know about a wedding, a death, or even weather soon to come. However, social media can be very harmful at times too. Cyberbullying is a big issue nowadays, and let's not get started on that topic, but that's one way it could get harmful. Also, being obsessive over one's Facebook or Twitter isn't very good for you. Sometimes people can get in trouble for using social media at inappropriate times, such as during class or at work. Speaking about the classroom, social media is a big distraction in the classroom. This is because it's available on cell phones and laptops now. Not all professors have an electronic or phone policy. And showing up for class, it's only half the job. You really got to pay attention to, not just socialize online. But what I find interesting is that 91% of professors use some type of social media to incorporate in their job, while only 47% of other fields do. And lastly, my main point that I'd like you to grasp is that students' grades can reflect when using social media. Because we are all students, we probably battle with social media in some way. Like I mentioned before, 94% of first-generation students use social media in some way, and 6% do not. This is a big deal. Therefore, our chances of all of us in our classroom using social media is probably even greater. I hypothesize that students who do not focus on social media as much probably receive higher grades versus students who let social media become a distraction. And this is what I found. That according to one source, Time spent on Facebook has a negative correlation, bad correlation to students' overall GPA. Quote, specifically, large increases in time spent on Facebook relate to lower overall GPAs, unquote. Using Facebook in large amounts also negatively impacts the time a student takes to prepare for a class. This seems kind of obvious, but it makes sense. The results from one study suggest that while time spent on Facebook negatively relates to one's overall GPA, time spent on Facebook only barely negatively impacts the time spent studying. Here's another good quote. The ability of time spent on Facebook to significantly predict overall GPA indicates that there may be some negative academic impact for students who use Facebook only in certain ways. Well, what certain ways? So, according to the source, Too Much Space and Not Enough Books, written by Junco, sharing links and checking to see what friends are getting into are positively related to GPA, while posting a status is negatively related to GPA. And using Facebook chat negatively relates to time spent studying, because you're not studying. Excuse me. Look at it this way. Students in higher education today spent their entire lives surrounded by computers, video games, cell phones, and other social digital networking technology. In the early days of technology, students were not able to keep up with the rapid advances in technology. But today, however, students come to college or universities having developed advanced computer or technology skills already. Our generation simply grew into this thing called technology, and now we feel like we must keep up with everyone else in the social media world, in my opinion anyway. While not all research proves one way or another for students at the university level, it does prove that academic outcomes can result of the use of technology, which is also social media, or includes social media, In conclusion, social networking in most cases is more harmful than good in a student's life and can affect grades if not used cautiously. Again, I am Shayna Thacker, and I want to thank you very much for watching my speech presentation.